Welcome to the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast. I'm Max Nathan.
And I'm Norma Davis. And this week, we'll be talking about the big game Super Bowl trailers, as well as a football classic, Jerry Maguire. But first, Max, I think you have an announcement to make?
Yes, the first month of the Sneaking Into the Movies marathon has come to a close, and we have a winner. And it is Nick Steen. So, Nick, thank you for listening to the podcast, by the way, and participating in the Sneaking Into the Movies marathon. We'll get in touch with you soon to give you your gift card and find out what episode you're going to make us do. That's right, for all of you listeners out there who aren't aware of the Sneaking Into the Movies marathon, you can check out our Instagram page. It's a pinned post to see all of the information, and you can participate in the next one this month, in February. So yeah, it's just a simple competition. You log movies, you win prizes. And yeah, it's a little thing we're doing this year. And Nick, you are our first winner. So we'll get in touch with you. Let's talk about some Super Bowl trailers.
One, two, three.
I'll be honest with you, man. This was a pretty weak sauce year as far as movie trailers of the Super Bowl go. Overall, this was a terrible Super Bowl in general. This was the worst Super Bowl game I've ever watched, Max. I don't know how you felt about watching the game. There were no touchdowns till the fourth quarter.
I'm never huge on, I'm not a huge football guy, so I'm not really paying that much attention to the game. But it reminded me of a baseball game that's dominated by the pitching. It's just just wasn't a ton going on, but the defensive mastery on both sides, it was what it was. But Bad Bunny performed. That was great.
That was awesome. Yeah, great. Just whole production, as someone who likes film and
yep,
all of that, just incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, real sweet. Did you watch the Turning Point USA halftime show, Max?
I saw some.
I know you did.
Saw some clips online. Yeah, saw some clips. I was paying very close attention to the Turning Point halftime show. Yeah. No, fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what we know best, Max. Let's talk about the movies. That's why
Yes.
we come here. That's why we talk about all this stuff.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't know. This is a pretty weak Super Bowl slate.
Super weak.
Pretty weak, super weak. No doomsday. We were holding out hope. This would have been a completely different episode. We got that doomsday look.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about Super, we did get a new look at Supergirl, but not at the Super Bowl, at the Puppy Bowl. Weird. They did this last year also with Superman, if you remember, Max.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about that? It was about a minute long, kind of.
Yeah, it was pretty much more the same. We got some more Krypton stuff. We saw Baby Crypto. What'd you think of Baby Crypto, Norman?
The baby stick, I thought, I didn't know we were still doing that, just straight up. Gun is the blueprint, obviously, Baby Groot and such. But I didn't know we were still doing this. But, there's another movie that has a baby character that we'll talk about in a second here. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a little worried about this movie. I'm not wowed. This is this is the first DCU thing that isn't directed by James Gunn or written by him, and definitely heavily involved. But so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I was hoping it'd look more like this next movie we're about to talk about, Project Hail Mary, Max.
Yeah. I gotta tell you. So where are you at on this movie right now after this trailer?
I'm not counting down the days, but I do think it's going to be excellent.
Okay.
I think it's going to be I think it looks really good. Lord and Miller, they get a lot of crap on Twitter or whatever, but just go ahead and look at their resume. This is the first movie they've directed since either 22 Jump Street or the Lego Movie, which are two of the best movies. So, yeah, I'm excited. I haven't read the book. Have you read the book?
I have not, but I've heard it's great.
Yeah, I've heard I'm not much of a reader, but maybe I'll get around to it one day.
Yeah.
But
you're reading comics. You're reading Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I'm a comic guy, I need pictures, or else I can't really, understand what's going on.
I feel you. I feel you.
But yeah, this looks beautiful. This is obviously shot by the one and only Greg Fraser.
I didn't know that, actually.
You didn't know he was doing this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this is Greg Fraser. This is how Supergirl should look. Very, just maybe not Greg. There's got to be somewhere in the middle between Greg Fraser and what's going on.
Yeah.
But I just mean more like all the colors and like you're watching the Project Carmela trailer and there's just like greens and reds and like that.
Yeah.
That's that. It looks awesome.
I'm still a little worried about this one. I'm not like, I thought this trailer was better than the previous ones. But I'm still a little worried about this and Supergirl. I'm obviously going to see both. I'm very excited about both. But I gotta tell you, the excitement is not building. Like, I'm worried about these two. And I don't know if that's going to change, honestly. I don't know if there's going to be a trailer that makes it click for me. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll be talking about both of them here on the show, so maybe
Yep.
we'll both be eating our words in different ways. But I guess while we're in space, Max, let's talk about a certain UFO movie that you are also supposedly worried about. Disclosure Day. We got a new look at Steven Spielberg's newest movie, original sci-fi movie. IMAX. Come on, like, is this not what we beg for? Is this not what we complain about all the time? And it's Steven Spielberg making it. Come on now, I think this looks great.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg original, written by David Koepp, wrote Jurassic Park, wrote Spider-Man, legendary screenwriter. Again, a little worried. I haven't been super impressed by the output yet, but that one shot in this trailer where the UFO comes down, that moved me. I was watching that. I was like, UFO. Now we're talking. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see there. It's Steven Spielberg.
Wait.
It's probably there's like a 0% chance it's not going to be good. So
he might be the best director ever, but he's got a couple stinkers. But I don't think this will be one. This movie also has an exceptional cast.
Yeah.
Was Coleman Domingo in that first teaser? I don't think so.
Yes. Yeah. He's like,
okay.
Everybody is watching. He says like some line like that.
Well, he was in this one, and it reminded me he's in this. It made me very happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I obviously took this one in the draft, so I got a ride for it. But yeah, I think it looks great. I'm uber excited. It's not really the trailers telling me; it's more everything else around it. Like, I'm seeing the trailers, and they're not blowing me away, but I'm like, okay, it's still a Steven Spielberg movie.
You're excited
like Emily
to go
Blunt
see the movie
and Josh
because
O'Connor.
yeah.
And Cole, yeah. You don't have to show me anything, and I'd be jazzed. So,
yeah, the pieces are enough.
Yeah. But Max, while we're up here in the stars, there's a lot of space movies coming out this year. We're not even talking about Mario Galaxy, which is another space movie that kind of got a spot. But we need to talk about The Mandalorian and Grogu, Max. We knew the day would come. We have to talk about this movie again at some point. What an awful advertisement. I looked away when this came on. Like, yeah.
They spend like millions of dollars on these ad spots, and they spent millions of dollars on this thing that I thought was a Toyota commercial for like 90% of it. Even when they cut to like the Mandalorian and Grogu, I was expecting something like, "Oh, get your Toyota to run like the Tauntauns or whatever."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is just nothing. This is nothing." And that's what that movie looks like. That's what the third season of that show was. Probably what some of the second season was, although I was fine with the second season. It's kind of
90% of that second season was kind of a nothing burger for me.
Yeah.
This special look was so bad that Lucasfilm came out and said something about it today.
What did they say?
They essentially just put out this statement being like, "Oh, this was never going to be in the movie. This was like, to reference old commercials and Jon Favreau himself directed all this stuff." I'm just like, dude, just let it go. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything about this movie just pisses me off. This movie is going to bomb so damn hard, Max.
If it's as terrible as we think it's going to be, I hope it does, because I don't want to see movies where there's no humans at the center of the movie. What the fuck is that? We don't like this. So.
Yeah, not at all. It's not even like a Star Wars thing. If it was like a Star Wars thing that looked cool, it's not like we're like biased against Star Wars or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go see any action movie that's fun.
Yeah, but this just, everything about this is just miserable. From the second they announced this, I was just like, really? And then they showed a first look, and I was like, really? And then they had a trailer. And I can't even watch that trailer.
Yeah.
I get like secondhand embarrassed thinking about the idea of seeing that movie. Yeah, just looks really bad. Strange that this was the movie that Disney just, I guess it's the most upcoming one, but this was like the only Disney Super Bowl spot this year, other than Woody's butt for half a second in a Levi's commercial.
We did get Woody's butt. So, just off the top of your head, is this going to be the lowest grossing Star Wars movie?
Are you pulling up numbers right now?
I pulled up the numbers.
Pull up the Solo numbers.
It's Solo at 393 worldwide. So will it make 393 worldwide?
I think it does beat Solo, but not by much. I don't think this makes more than like Superman.
Okay. I mean, like Superman made over 600, so that's like, that would be a decent amount more if you're between 600 and 400.
I think this lands somewhere in the $400 to $600 million range. I don't know. Obviously I'm not interested at all, but I don't see general people. I don't think people kept up with The Mandalorian. It's been, when did that third season come out? 2022 maybe?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's before I moved here, which would mean like we're coming up on 4 years since we last saw these guys. I didn't watch season 3. I've heard nothing but awful things.
I watched episode 1 and I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm all the way out. And I watched it. I gave it another try. I watched episode 1 with Stanley Turner, who's been on the podcast. And he hadn't seen Book of Boba Fett. And so we're watching episode 1 and he's like, wait, why are they together? What's going on here? Because they did all that bullshit in Book of Boba Fett, and if you didn't watch that show, you were completely lost in Mandalorian Season 3, because they reunited Grogu and Mandalorian. They had split up, and then they were together again in Season 3. Made no sense if you didn't watch this dog shit Boba Fett show. Bad all around. But... yeah.
I am so topped out of Star Wars. Since season 2 of The Mandalorian, which I did not like when that came out, I've only watched Andor, which is, I think, the best Star Wars ever. I haven't watched any of those other shows. We didn't really talk about it on the show, but Kathleen Kennedy's leaving, and they put Dave Filoni in charge now, which gets me less excited. I don't care about any of that. I don't think he'll have the same oomph that Kathleen Kennedy did to bring in some real heavy hitter.
No, not at all.
Talent.
No.
I don't know, because, say what you want about her or how she handled Star Wars, but she got a lot of talented people involved. It didn't always work out. And she's still, I think, the greatest producer ever. You ever look at her resume, Max? Kathleen Kennedy?
It's vast.
It's like every movie. It's like every movie. Just straight up. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Every movie that like your parents showed you when you were a kid, they're like, this is a classic.
Yeah.
Her name's at the end of it, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone hates her and dogs on her. Let's see how Dave Filoni handles Star Wars for the next 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be, I think the issue here, like, I don't know Dave Filoni, the guy. I don't want to talk too badly. I know I don't really like his creative work for the most part in terms of the Star Wars television, but it seems like he is way more like you said, like Kathleen Kennedy is one of the most acclaimed movie producers ever, point blank period.
Fun fact, she didn't even want the job, but George was like, I'm not doing this if you're not going to be in charge of this.
Well, that explains a little bit about what's been.
Yeah, and I think she's been trying to get
yeah.
out of there for like 5 years, but they're like, please just make a movie happen. And she's like, fine, here's the Jon Favreau one.
Yeah. Yeah, but Dave Filoni seems to be mostly interested in Star Wars itself rather than telling great stories that kind of play with the Star Wars toys. He's way more interested in the toys themselves than the stories you can tell.
Yeah,
And supposedly, isn't he like not a huge Andor guy? Like,
I did read that he wasn't a huge Andor fan, which is hilarious because I could just imagine it being like, this isn't what Star Wars is about. Like watching one of the like just best TV shows in general of like the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. It's like this needs Zeb Orrelios in it.
Yeah, like whatever that means, bro. Bless you. Yeah, he was like George Lucas's like protege kind of. Like George was heavily involved with the first couple seasons of Clone Wars, and kind of took Filoni under his wing. And I obviously wasn't in the room. I think he just took all the wrong lessons. I think he took all the wrong lessons from the prequels, and that's just kind of where Star Wars was at that point. And yeah, here we are now, talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, which looks terrible. Everything from it looks terrible.
Let's move on. Let's talk about a different trailer. You pick what's next.
These are the two I'd call big ones.
Yeah.
On completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start here with the Minions and Monsters, Max. Minions and Monsters. Is this the third Minions movie? Right?
Yes, because we had Minions, The Rise of Gru, and now we are here.
Yeah. Max, I know you love the Minions more than life itself.
I actually do like them a good bit. I know you're playing it up, but
okay. Here's the thing that I realized, like, I feel like that's how I could tell I'm getting older, because the older I get, like, the more, because I liked them a lot when I was a little kid, and then I got to like teenage years. I'm like, man, these guys are like, man, fuck these Minions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I always like Toy Story and all these things. Like, these are
swinging back.
Yes, the pendulum swung, but all these other like kiddie-ish things that kind of stuck with me. But the Minions, I was not about it for a while. But then I went and saw that second movie, and I was like, not bad, Minions, not bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hitting like the millennial. I'm gonna start posting Facebook Minion memes where it's like, I need my coffee. You know what I'm talking about?
God forbid. Yeah.
But yeah, tell me a little about the Minions, Max, and the monsters, I guess.
I was a little caught off guard because I thought this was going to be like Mega Minions. They had kind of said a while ago. I thought that this was going to be like about, because in
Mega
Despicable
Minions.
Oh, that's
that
a
played
different
during
movie.
The Kid Rock concert.
Yeah. Brantley Gilbert or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So the Minions, because in the Despicable Me 4. They all get superpowers, and they had announced, I think a while back, that they were going to do like a movie about the ones that got superpowers. And then we get the title reveal in the Super Bowl commercial that it's Minions and Monsters. And I watched the trailer, and they're hanging out with little baby Cthulhu, and Cthulhu's helping them get monsters so they can make a Hollywood movie with the monsters. That's just some fun shit. Like that's like that. I will be there. What can I say? Like it's a solid premise to get some good slapstick comedy. I mean, they're going to, go in that theater, make a shitload of money. We're all going to win. We're going to watch the Minions have some fun. We're going to have some fun. The kids are going to have fun. Everybody's going to have fun.
You going to wear a suit? Remember when that was the thing?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not going to go that far. What'd you think?
There's one, well, I agree. It does look pretty cute or whatever. But okay. You're sitting down, right?
I'm sitting down, yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. They got rid of Stuart, Kevin, and Bob, Max.
That makes my blood boil. I can't even believe that.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of woke liberal agenda is going on over there at Illumination. Are you serious, bro? We get 2 Minions movies following Stuart, Kevin, and Bob, and you just throw them away like the trash.
Yeah, we at the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast will not stand for the Stuart, Kevin, and Bob erasure.
We don't go to these. We don't go to these for is this directed by Steven Spielberg? Is this written by? We go for Kevin Stewart and Bob. Those are my guys, and just I don't know what happened. Maybe they got in a fight. Maybe they were asking for too much money for the third one. But yeah, this is bleak, man. This is just it's sad. I hope they land on their feet. I don't know. I hope that they find some other projects. I wouldn't be surprised when one of the new X-Men or something.
Yeah.
With Stewart, I always say with Stewart, like he could win an Oscar one day, just straight up.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, PTA is going to be making a new movie soon.
You never know.
Don't count Stewart, Kevin, and Bob out yet. I hope that one day we can hear their side of the story and really figure out what happened here. Because
what if we get PTA on Minions 5, and we get the return of Kevin Stewart and Bob?
Kevin Stewart and Bob, that would be awesome. I'd be like, thank you. They need to make more movies for the fans. If Hollywood actually wants to make money, just make it for the fans. It's easy, really. Like, they know what we want. We know what we want. Yeah.
Bring them back. That's what we got to say.
Or
else.
Or we're not seeing the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Do you want to talk about some other stuff they're bringing back?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Cliff Booth.
Cliff freaking Booth, man. Did you know this trailer was happening?
I did not know this was gonna happen, but when I saw it, like I immediately was like, oh shit, it's Cliff Booth, it's happening. Oh my god. I really liked it. I thought it was great. What do you think?
Yeah, I also didn't know this was getting. I don't think anyone knew this was getting a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the second it was on Brad Pitt, I was like, this isn't a commercial for a Super Bowl. Like, this isn't a Super Bowl commercial. And then I was like, that's my buddy Cliff Booth. And I laser focused more than that entire dog shit football game. Yeah, this looks awesome. Well, I don't know if I've said it here on the show, but I have not been that interested in this. And this is still facts, my boy Rick Dalton isn't in this. I'm pretty sure Leonardo DiCaprio asked for like $20 million to show up for a day. So fair. I mean, Netflix, just give him the money.
He could. I mean, we don't know until we see it. You never know.
I guess we'll never know. Or we will know. We don't know. But yeah, Cliff Booth. This looks really cool. I hate to say it, as someone who has been not crazy about this, who has said some choice things about Fincher. We didn't forget about American Squid Games. We're gonna go see this, but we didn't forget that's next apparently. But yeah, it looks awesome. But I mean, what else can you say? It was a sizzle reel of a trailer. It didn't really give you much. But yeah, I mean, looks beautiful. Cast is awesome. It's probably gonna be a really good time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I also was like, for a second, like, you have that moment where you're trying to decide, like, oh, is this a Heineken commercial or is this like a real thing?
To get like directors to make these commercials.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the Yorgos directed the Emma Stone Squarespace thing, and it's like, yeah. But I could tell the tell for me, the shirt. When I saw the shirt, I was like, okay, we're Cliff Booth in it. That's what we're doing.
I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. Just very, very cool that a David Fincher movie gets a spot at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in the midst of all this trash that we're talking about, like, there's so few of these things that are actually like we can say that we're like, oh, that was a surprise that looks awesome.
Yeah, and I think this is going to catch a lot of other people off. A lot of people probably didn't even know this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, my mom texted me about it and didn't even realize that it was a sequel till once upon a time. She was just like, that Brad Pitt movie looked really good. And I think it does. It looks cool.
Yeah. We got Yaya was in that trailer too, from Wonder Man. Yaya Abdul-Mateen.
Yeah.
Looking like Wonder Man a little bit. Have you finished that yet?
No, I watched the first episode and it was really good.
Okay.
I just haven't got around to it.
Okay.
But I do want to watch it because I've heard nothing but good things.
Really, really liked that show.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things. But yeah, it's super cool to see him pop up. Elizabeth
Debicki?
Debicki. Yeah, I don't know. I was going for it.
Elizabeth Nowitzki.
Yeah. She's cool though. I love her. She's great in Tenet. Is that movie called? She's Windows. Is that the movie? With Brian Tyree
Widows.
Henry?
Yeah, Widows with
yes.
the most stacked cast ever.
The most stacked cast in history. Yeah, but yeah, Cliff Booth. This is a Netflix movie. We get those. Yeah, this is exciting. Let me ask you real quick. Did you like The Killer?
I did like The Killer.
I also thought The Killer was one of his better movies.
Yeah.
What do you think of Mank?
Ooh, that was not good.
That was a stinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been very, very weary of this from the start. But the second that trailer, I was like, oh, duh! It's a movie directed by David Fincher.
Yeah.
By Tarantino.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You can get distracted by everything they do in their public lives, but you get them behind the camera, get them on set, they'll make a damn good movie.
This will be Tarantino's awesome last movie because he's never directing another movie.
Is that you're gonna bet no movie from Tarantino ever again?
I don't think he could make a better finale than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And he's just gonna drive himself crazy over that over the next however many years.
Yep, he's up there. Yeah, he's going nuts.
I can see it.
Wherever he is. But yeah, anything else? All right, what else, Max? Cliff Booth wise.
I think I'm good on Cliff Booth. I mean, I'm down to start talking about our special movie discussion of the day if you're good on Cliff. We should mention there was also a Mario trailer that was like 30 seconds long and just had stuff that we've seen already. There was a Scream trailer.
And you already know we're gonna be there for Mario.
Yeah,
we're gonna be there day one.
We're gonna be there for Mario. We're not gonna be there for Scream. And the Radio Silence guys aren't even directing Scream 7. It's Kevin Williamson.
It's Kevin
writer.
Williamson. Yeah, it was never directed a movie before.
Yeah,
masterful gambit, sir. I might pirate this at some point. I can't in good conscience go see this movie.
Yeah.
And I have, it's nice that it looks terrible. I'm taking this moral stand, but it also I don't feel like I'm missing that much.
No.
There's a couple other movies. I don't know. This is gonna be like a Flash situation where it looked awful. I already wasn't gonna see it because of some shady shit going on, and I just pirated it 2 months later.
There you go. I mean, I'm probably not even gonna pirate it. It looks terrible. I have no
this
desire.
Might just be a hard skip, which is tragic because obviously we've done our Scream up. I love the Scream movies so much. Even 5 and 6, which I know a lot of people don't. I really, really like both.
I really like 6, and I'm fine with that being the ending given the current state of things. I would have liked to see them continue with the actors that they had, and then threw in the garbage for shitty reasons. But yeah, we're not gonna be there. I think both of us. So yeah, do with that information what you will. Let's talk about Jerry Maguire. Had you seen this before?
I had never all the way through sitting down as a conscious adult wannabe filmmaker, but I'd seen just about all of it, I'd say.
Okay.
It's all coming back to me, hitting the rewatch.
It's all coming back.
Back.
I hadn't seen this before. And I was very, I don't know if confused is the right word. I was very mystified by everything that was happening in this movie. This movie is preposterous. Not saying that in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, the events of this film are somewhat insane to me. I don't know. Do you share the same sentiment? Do you kind of see what I'm saying? I'm going to bring up some examples of what I'm talking about.
Mean. I'm going to need some of them examples. But yeah, it's a bit of a wonky movie. I feel like just because it's so ingrained.
Yeah.
I really thought of that. What was your first exposure to this movie? I think you have the same answer as me, but you're not remembering it right now.
What is it?
The Lego Batman movie, bro.
What happens in the Lego Batman movie with this?
It's the movie he watches when he's by himself. There's like the montage of him by himself doing Batman stuff.
Yeah,
And
it's the scene with the "You had me at hello," right?
yeah, you had me at hello, and then Batman just starts dying laughing.
That's good shit.
I always think about that now when I think of old Jerry.
Yeah.
Mickey.
What
Max,
a legacy this movie leaves behind with the Lego Batman movie.
What a legacy, yeah. I mean, this is a pretty iconic movie, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the grand scheme of iconic movies. But tell me about some of these crazy moments that really threw your socks off.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it was crazy to me. I mean, there's just some crazy stuff in this movie, but also like there's just it wasn't what I was expecting. Like I was kind of expecting a more straightforward, like kind of what the first like 20 minutes of the movie are, which is like I'm Jerry Maguire, I'm hot shit, I'm a sports agent. Like this is going to be kind of a fun little, sports agent movie where getting shit done is, I'm going to overcome everything and kind of like be the best sports agent. The movie's not really that. It's kind of more of the opposite of that. It's kind of critiquing the kind of world of, I guess American capitalism at large, but also through the sports agency lens. And we have Jerry Maguire, and he wants to be more hands-on. He wants to get closer to his clients. He doesn't want to do this business chud crap where he's schmoozing everybody and telling everybody what they want to hear, at the risk of their lives in some cases. Insane stuff. So first of all, in the first scene of the movie, he is one of his clients is busted for sleeping with someone who's underage. That's just in the beginning of the movie. Kind of crazy.
It happens out there, man.
Josh Giddey. I mean, look, it's out there.
Wow. That's not wow. I was gonna go old school and say Karl Malone, but yeah.
Well, there you go.
Fuck Josh Giddey, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you've got Kelly Preston in this movie, who's just absolutely on one in every scene that she's in.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen For Love of the Game, the Sam Raimi baseball movie?
No.
She
need to.
She is also in that movie. And honestly, For Love of the Game might be a nice pairing with Jerry Maguire. They're very similar in my eyes. For Love of the Game obviously doesn't have the same kind of like stature in cinema history, although I think they're kind of like on par in terms of quality. But yeah, no, she is also on one in that movie. She has a big scene where like Kevin Costner's in the hospital and she's like, nobody's tending to him, and she like breaks down and like hysterically says like, "Is this not America? Do you not love baseball?" And it's just it's hilarious. And she's great in both movies. Like I love her performance in that movie and in this movie. And it's really funny when she like absolutely kicks the shit out of Tom Cruise. Totally caught me off guard.
Great scene, yeah.
There's a lot of women just kicking the shit out of dudes in this movie. Regina King like hits Rod Tidwell. Is it Rod's brother? Yeah, it is Rod's brother.
Yeah, it's his brother.
Yeah, Regina King hits the absolute shit out of Rod's brother. I was like, damn. But yeah, no, that was crazy. And so this kind of jumping the gun here to the end. So like I want to talk about that last ridiculous thing later. How did you think about or what did you think about like the kind of role of real world sports within this movie? Like, because we're obviously sports fans. We're seeing there's tons of cameos in this movie from all over the place. You got like announcers, you got players from a bunch of different sports.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that aspect?
I like it a lot. I think one of my favorite, and I'm pretty sure your favorite movie takes a lot from this in that sense. Uncut Gems.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it reminds me of that now, just because.
Yeah.
Obviously this came out way before, but I wasn't there. But no, I really like that real kind of touch. I like when movies do that for the most part, especially sports movies. Though better than you just have like a character name like Johnny Football, or I guess he's a real guy. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? John Smith is the best football player. You know what I mean?
I mean, like what they do with like Cuba Gooding Jr., where he's like Ron Tidwell.
Essentially. Yeah, which is like, that makes sense there. You need an actor. But yeah, I like it a lot.
I think it's cool when you have real athletes in the movie because it adds to the kind of credibility of the thing. Like, I think, remember that Clipped show from a long time ago, the Hulu show about the Clippers and like the Donald Sterling situation with the Clippers?
I didn't watch it, but I know about the whole Sterling.
So they had, I don't know if you remember, but they had like Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, like even like Steph Curry. These people were characters in the show.
Yes. This like just came out a couple of years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And they don't look anything like basketball players.
It's that was I never watched that show, obviously. No. But that was unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's always nice when you can have Troy Aikman pop up and Brent Barry. Your Spurs great. Brent Barry pops up.
Yes, sir.
And it just kind of Kevin Garnett and Uncut Gems. Like it adds to the believability that like that's one of my pet peeves in movies and TV shows in general is like when you have somebody who's supposed to be a professional athlete and they just don't look the part at all. Like that takes me out of the movie every time or the show. Yeah. And they do like the Cuba Gooding Jr. thing is like okay, like he's clearly an actor. Like he doesn't look like Troy Aikman and Dion.
Hey, he won an Oscar for this.
He did.
He's good in it. I think he's damn good in it.
He is really, really good in this movie. I loved him. His banter with Tom Cruise is great. They have so many iconic scenes and moments in the movie that I was clearly like it's like when you see like. You can't go into Star Wars cold in like 2020 or 2010 or whenever I first saw Star Wars. Like the I am your father thing is coming. What show me the money is. Like these kinds of things are just kind of ingrained in our culture. You had me at hello. I was like, after I watched the movie, I was like, wait a second, that was from this? It's just one of those things that you hear constantly and you think is just was always part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, it comes from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, that's just something people say now.
Yeah. You had I think this probably like takes the cake for like cutest kids in movies between Tyson and Ray. They're just doing the human head weighs 8 pounds.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Great stuff between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did you like about the movie? What are some key?
Obviously,
key things?
Cruise.
Yeah.
I wasn't around, but I missed this period of Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Where I love the Mission Impossible movies,
mm-hmm.
obviously, even the one you didn't. But that's why I took Digger so high in the draft. I don't know anything about that movie, but it's Tom Cruise and something new.
Yep.
Which I just think he kills it and stuff like this. I mean, Jerry Maguire, Eyes Wide Shut. Few Good Men. That was this made me really excited for Digger. That's kind of what I was thinking about.
That is exactly. I totally agree with
Magnolia. I rewatched Magnolia last year. Oh my god, he is so. Have you've seen Magnolia?
No, I haven't. I still gotta lock in.
Do you know like about him in that movie?
I've seen the wig and the vibe.
The vibe, like, okay. Well, you might be in for a big surprise.
Okay.
Because he's one of one in that movie.
Okay.
Just straight up. But yeah, I just think the cast is just, you already kind of went over a couple of them, but they're just really good. It's a really, really good cast.
I thought Regina King was like fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, she's small awesome part in everything she's in. Yeah.
Really, really. She has a small part, but she has a really important part. Like she's got to be really, distraught when Cuba Gooding Jr. goes down. Mm-hmm. And that scene was really effective. The brother was being an absolute dick. like what the fuck? But yeah, no, she's really, really great in that scene and in the whole movie. And yeah, I think like my biggest takeaway, and I had this, kind of epiphany really early in the movie, was like, it's crazy to see Tom Cruise in a movie like this after we've seen countless Mission Impossible movies and Top Gun and all that stuff, and that's kind of what we understand modern Tom Cruise to be. It's crazy to see him in a movie about like a real guy that you know, can't, you know, fly an F-16 through this trench and, you know, holds on to biplanes and stuff like that. This is about like a real guy. It's a, you know, it's just a story. It's a grounded story about, you know, a sports agent, and I really would like to see him get back into this bag, and it seems like he is. We'll see what happens, and like you said, we don't really know what it's about. We know it's, you know,
it's going to be insane, and he's playing an insane man.
Yeah.
But that is where he does his best work.
That is
even
true.
in the Mission Impossibles, Ethan Hunt is insane, dude. I mean,
even in this movie, he's going like the scene in the "Help Me Help You" thing. Like he's going nuts. Some classic Cruise stuff in here. Did you know that Tom Cruise was not the original guy that Cameron Crowe had in mind?
No, Max, tell me who was the original guy. I actually didn't know this, but why don't you tell our listeners here?
It was Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was the guy that Cameron Crowe originally had in mind, but by the time they started making the movie, Tom Hanks was kind of too old for the part. Do you think this works? Like, how do you think this works with Tom Hanks as opposed to Tom Cruise? They bring two very different things to the table.
Yeah, I think this still works with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, if you can believe it, is a fantastic actor. But yeah, I think he definitely plays this totally different. I'm more curious how everyone around him would play. I don't know. I feel like if you bring Tom Hanks in, you just maybe just because he is older, and I'm just picturing that in my head. I'm kind of picturing that '90s Hanks, less than like big Hanks, which is kind of the age range for this. Plays it a little more serious, or just gets more respect from everyone. If that makes sense. Yeah. What about you?
I think it would probably have to be a little more comedic. No, Tom Hanks just kind of has a general like.
Really, I think it'd be less comedic with Tom.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on. I don't know the brain of the guy, but
I think it could have been cool. I think
this movie would have been equally as iconic and everything. Maybe even more. I don't know. Tom Hanks would have been a great choice. And Tom Cruise is not a bad second choice.
No, not at all. I mean, this movie is what it like. We're talking about it in 2026. But yeah, no. Jamie Foxx also auditioned for Rod Tidwell, the Cuba Gooding Jr. part. Can you imagine this movie with Tom Hanks and Jamie Foxx? Like, it's probably a pretty different movie.
Yeah. When you say it like that, and bring Fox in the picture.
Yeah.
I think Cuba Gooding Jr. is like perfect in this.
He's really good.
Jamie Foxx would have done a great job because he's a really good actor also. He would have like just totally killed it. Even Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Would have been cool too. Then we get the Collateral would have been a reunion.
I forgot about that. That movie is damn good as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this movie was a big hit. You know, you got here 153 million worldwide at the box office. Can we get back here? That's my question to you.
Well, here's the thing about this movie too. I didn't write it down on our little secret note list here. Okay. So we made $17 million in its opening weekend.
So legs,
movies, let them breathe.
Yeah. Not everybody can see a movie in the first 2 weeks. You got to let the word of mouth build. You got to let this stuff build up.
There are still people seeing Marty Supreme for the first time. Like, just let movies breathe. If they're good, you know, they don't have to be. No, if they're good, people will come around to them. The Housemaid is still making that movie's about to make $400 million. Man.
Are you fucking kidding?
It might be above that low key. Check that out. Just if you let these movies play and they're good and people like them and they talk about them.
Holy smokes, 350 million at the worldwide box office.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, for The Housemaid.
Yeah, because if you let these movies play, you know, obviously people wait for streaming, but if if they don't want to see Marty Supreme on Christmas, and a month later they want to go to the movies to see something, sadly they're not seeing the Bone Temple, so they're gonna look for something to see. And it's already out of theaters, by the way.
That fucking sucks. We're dying on that hill. Bone Temple is fantastic, and if you missed it, you missed a great one. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, movies, especially movies, like, people don't understand, like something like Avengers, yeah, it's not really gonna have legs. Avatar does, but that's because Avatar's like the coolest shit ever. But movies like these can have really strong legs because they're just good, and they're in the back of people's heads. And the more people they're around, hey, I watched Sinners. Oh, another person told me to watch Sinners. I should go see Sinners, or
Yeah, and this is the kind of thing, like, I just think, like, this kind of thing, like, if you think about it, like, Jerry Maguire is kind of like a really well done version of, like, the Colleen Hoover romance garbage that we get now. Like it's like,
I don't think this movie is like like the best movie ever.
No,
I don't even think it's Tom Cruise's best performance in the 90s.
No, but it hits on a lot of the hallmarks that people really like in movies, in this kind of movie, in this kind of crowd pleasing, romantically driven, sports are involved. This kind of brings in a lot of different quadrants. And I think that's really cool. And you look at now, and we have some stuff here. Like I said, the Colleen Hoover factory is alive and well. They're going to be pumping out a shitload of that for the next until they stop making money, basically. And those movies, like, I haven't seen any of them, but they obviously look awful, and there's the It Ends With Us scandal and yada, yada, yada. There's a million reasons why we're not going to be talking about those movies on the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast. But, again, those movies do hit on some of the hallmarks that people really want to see in movies and theaters. And it's a shame, I think, that it's been dumbed down to that degree, clearly. I think movies like this can and should exist, but we're not doing a good job of fostering, really talented creatives into making this stuff. It's all, like, that Colleen Hoover stuff is IP slop. It's no different from, it's kind of like how they make the Marvel movies and all the stuff that, some stuff that we like. But it's still part of that, systemic problem that we have with the movie industry right now, which is, like, original movies. Like, we really, really need more of that, because that's where a lot of the magic comes from.
Let them breathe. I think that's the bigger thing, because we technically do get, like, hundreds of original movies every year, but they all just go to streaming now. And when they do come to theaters, if they aren't like Marty Supreme, which didn't even have the craziest opening weekend ever, but obviously that movie was going to go on to make a lot of money. But something like Black Bag, that's a great example, I feel like, from last year. I thought that was a pretty solid movie. I had a good time with it. I recommended it to people. It was in theaters for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you leave that in theaters for 2 months, people are just slowly, maybe very slowly, but people are going to go see it. Old people are going to go see it during the day to get out of wherever they are.
It was getting good word of mouth, too. Like, there weren't that many people that came out and said, like, oh, fuck Black Bag, that sucked. There was a lot of people saying that Black Bag was awesome. And that stuff does tend to build over time. We're just not allowing it to reach that same kind of popularity that a movie like Jerry Maguire could have in the 90s. I think that this movie is decent. I didn't love it. Like, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, it's pretty saccharine at times, and not in a way that feels like super authentic to me. Some of it, like I said, is just plain ridiculous. Like, the movie, I'll skip to what I thought was my last ridiculous thing. The movie hinges on Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character receiving a contract from the Arizona Cardinals, and Jerry Maguire is trying to get him that contract for the whole movie, and that, the relationship between the player and the agent, both of them need it to get paid and, feed their families and feed Jerry's, whatever business agency he wants to, run.
Yeah.
The idea that this player would receive, like, the dollar amount of his new contract on like a talk show is fucking insane. Like,
Yeah, it's nuts.
That has never happened ever. That is kind of sensitive information that you would, because you're a free agent at that point. He probably wanted to stay with the Cardinals. That was kind of, that's where his family was. That's kind of what he wanted.
Yeah.
But he's still a free agent. He might be able to get some more money from someone else. And, you're taking down, he would not want that information out there because you're taking down his value. If the Cardinals are giving him this, it's like, oh, if you're the other team, maybe you don't have to offer him the stars and the moon.
Yeah.
I thought that was preposterous, and it's kind of what the whole movie hinges on. So I get, like, they probably wrote themselves into that and realized, like, okay, like, this is a little ridiculous, but, like, it's an effective ending for, like, what it is. Like, it's insane when you think about it in terms of, like, real world context and how sports works, and how business works, but it's fine, and Jerry talks to Troy Aikman, and he's like, I'd like to, be friends with you too, and that's kind of fun. But yeah, no, what do you think of that ending?
I agree. It is a little insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I think, like you said, it serves the rest of the movie very well.
Yeah.
I don't know. 'Cause, yeah, the whole movie's a little ridiculous when you kind of watch it that way. Maybe it's because I've seen it before that I can kind of take off that lens where I'm taking this. Not even just this movie. Most movies I can take them less seriously when I watch them again. Not that I'm looking for the humor and everything.
Sure.
But yeah, I like the ending. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like effective. It is effective for everything that was happening in the movie to that point. It really works emotionally, and it just kind of allows Cuba Gooding Jr. to kind of like win that Oscar basically. And yeah, I thought that it was effective. I don't think that this was, I'm not going to be talking about it in terms of one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies or one of my favorite movies, but it was cool to see what this was, and I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time. Neat football movie.
Yeah, he had those Cyclops glasses on too. I don't know if you saw that. He had like
I saw him.
Yeah, you're locking in on those. You're getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. The other thing that I thought was ridiculous was they're like going up into the house, and also I thought about like they're like fully like doing it on the porch basically, and like that shit just wouldn't happen today probably because you'd have fucking Ring doorbell cameras everywhere, and it's like I don't know if that's working, but you could do it. You could do it. Whatever, you do you.
Scariest commercial of the Super Bowl was Ring.
Oh yeah, we're the surveillance state is here, baby.
Just want to let you know, you record everything. We know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was scary.
And it's supposed to be fun. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna find your dog. It's like, also, we're always watching.
We're always watching, but your dog that you wrap the gifts for on Christmas to open them, we're gonna help him. Your heckin' pupper.
And we are gonna give that information to the government under minimal pressure. Yeah,
pretty easily.
Dude, Ring doorbells. Watch out for those.
Watch out for those. No more no on the patio.
Yeah,
but
they after they go in too, they start fooling around upstairs, and they got Mingus on full blast in a house that presumably has the kid sleeping, and the sisters just like in the kitchen listening to them like. It's kind of like the scene in, like, do you remember the sex scene in Top Gun Maverick?
Mm-hmm.
It's like fucking banana. They're just like laughing hysterically. It's like Top Gun Maverick was the sequel to this scene in Jerry Maguire where they don't even seem to be doing it. They're just like laughing a shit ton, and there's full blast jazz. It's another one of the many things that I found preposterous in this movie.
It's like a little, I don't know. It's like what you think like sex would be when you're like 11.
Yeah.
Like you just like sit in a room, you're totally sober, the lights are on, you're listening to music, and then you just wake up the next day naked.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Great stuff. Yeah. Anything else?
I think I'm good on Jerry Maguire. I think
Jerry Maguire,
you know,
sneaking into the football spectacular.
yeah, the
4DX
concludes it. Before we go, do you want to name drop your favorite Super Bowl trailers of all time, or do you want to save that for its own episode next year or something like that?
Let's keep them waiting. We'll talk about it next year.
Okay.
We'll plan this episode out for a year.
All right.
I do want to name drop, Max. We got our first big movie this weekend, Max.
Oh yes.
One of the movies that will, better or worse, dominate the cultural zeitgeist throughout this whole year, especially the film one.
Dominate our draft too.
Our draft.
I drafted it.
You did.
You couldn't believe it.
I am so winning this draft, bro. I'm just telling you. I've been thinking about it. And I'm like, I am. We're gonna get to the end of the year. Gonna be like, man, what was I thinking?
Maybe. I got Doomsday, and I got the Boots Riley movie.
That you have Dune 3 and you talking about some Doomsday, bro.
Oh, I forgot about Dune 3. I got Dune 3 too. I was waiting. Where was that trailer? Show me the Dune.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
I
they
thought
got to start. If they're really keeping that release date, they got to start marketing the shit out of this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe
Nothing.
They're not keeping the release date. Whoa.
I've heard
actually, one of my
that...
movies got moved next year. I don't know if you saw.
Which
Remain.
one?
M. Night Shyamalan's new movie.
Oh shit, they got bumped?
I'm down to 14.
Oh shit. Maybe we'll have to do halfway through the year like a kind of a little pickup at some point.
Yeah,
let me pick up one.
Did I take Project Hail Mary?
You did.
Okay.
I think you would take Cliff Booth if you did it over again.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Right?
taking Cliff
Yeah.
Booth. Boom.
You're just gonna
All right,
slot Cliff Booth
is
in?
mine. Yep,
I'll allow it.
I'm
I'll
taking
allow
Cliff
it. If
We
one of
take it.
mine gets bumped, I'll take like. There were a couple that I was like, oh, should have taken that, but I forgot what they were. Cliff Booth was number one though.
I'm
for
taking
me.
Send Help.
Yeah. I mean, you could. I honestly we've seen it, so I don't know if that.
I feel like that would be cheating. 'Cause
Disqualify it, yeah.
I think it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll take Cliff Booth, but you know what I won't be taking is you took it, and I'm also Wuthering Heights, Max. That is what we will be talking about here next week on the show. Fall in love again and again. It'll be a beautiful episode of Sneaking Movies.
Yeah. It'll be a fun one for sure.
It will be a fun one, Max. Anything else, Max?
No, I think that's it.
Keep watching movies. Keep logging them. February.
Yeah.
We're like a third through the month or fourth. Get your movies in. Start watching them. Go to the theaters. Buy some Blu-rays. Win some awesome prizes from your favorite podcasters.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.